So President Trump gets a big welcome at the Alabama-Georgia game. It was overwhelming, highlighting Republicans' popularity with young male voters. Listen to that. I mean, it was amazing. They just showed him on the full screen. He's sitting there in one of those boxes. As new polls now show, most Gen Z men favor conservative over moderate politics. Joining us now is Gen Z Republican voter Cage Sawyers, along with co-chair of the RNC Youth Advisory Council, who will be voting for the first time in November, Brilyn Hollyhand. Both were at the game yesterday. But Brilyn, you're the one who met President Trump. First off, what are your views?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the coolest thing ever. I got to stand with President Trump as he walked into Bryant Denny Stadium. 100,000 people making so much noise. It truly felt like it could be, readable on the Richter scale. What I think was so interesting, Brian, is that the student section got the loudest for him. It was the loudest I'd seen the student section get the entire game. And a lot of people ask, why is that? I think it's simply because Kamala Harris has had this campaign full of vibes and joy. And my generation's waking up and realizing that she has zero policies to fix the nation she's broken. Right. Brian, yesterday I tried to go to the grocery store and buy groceries with vibes, and I got nothing. Gen Z's waking up to this.
So you got up and you just said, I have vibes with me, and they really wanted to see some type of debit card. Cage, for you, where do you stand when these studies come out and they talk about 18 to 24-year-olds being more conservative? Does that resonate with you?
Well, hey, good morning, Brian, and thanks for having me on. It absolutely does. Look, I'm finishing up my third year of law school, and outside of law school, I'm a private entrepreneur. And I'll tell you, the number one question people ask me whenever you're raising money for investment is, do you have skin in the game? What you're seeing is you're seeing young men waking up and asking if these liberal bureaucrats have skin in the game. People like Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg are bankrupting the country. They have no children to show for what they're doing. Radical liberals are increasing capital gains tax and other tax rates. They've never taken a risk in their life. They're public sector bureaucrats who have never taken a risk, and they have no children that are eventually going to have to bear those consequences.
So it's kind of interesting, too, is what you're talking about is unrealized gains. So you have a big invention. It looks like it's creating value, but you don't have the cash. But you got to pay taxes on it at the end of the year. And if that's the case, you're going to have to sell it, and all big companies going to have all these great, going to buy them from all these inventors. So get this, Brilyn, 25 to 29-year-olds, only 21% say the conservative. 18 to 24-year-olds, you got 26% say the conservative. Have you noticed even people just a few years older than you have different views?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're spot on. And I think we're seeing a lot of Republicans, engage with young generations. I think it's so amazing to see. And I think President Trump can continue to make gains with Gen Z by simply attending more, college games, by tailgating, by partnering with fraternities and sororities, by making an effort to, register voters and get out the vote. And also, we look at polling and say that we're doing so well with young men, but we're not doing wonderful with young female voters. A great idea for the campaign in the RNC would to have Melania Trump and Usha Vance get on a campus tour and go visit sororities every weekend and speak directly to them and say, listen, it's a fact that under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration, it's harder for my generation to afford a home, start a family, and actually become, living out the American dream. Gen Z's waking up. We're seeing this. And I think we've got a lot of work to make over the next 37 days.
Cage, 10 seconds, real quick. What percentage of your friends are voting Trump? What percentage are voting Harris?
I would say 99% men, but I'll tell you what the fun part of this election is. Women are flocking to Trump more than ever under the age of 25. It's beautiful to see.
Wow. Guys, thanks so much. Glad you had a chance to see Trump or a part of it, and keep it going with this entrepreneurship. Great to see you, Cage. Meanwhile, I have an announcement, too. I know everyone in North